I'm so happy to finally be able to show you guys this cute two-piece set I created, and you can. Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. I'm Grace and I love to make things, and I'm currently on the journey to making all my outfits me-made. So if that is something that interests you, then this channel is for you, because we make a lot of sewing patterns and sew alongs to go with the sewing patterns, and as well as engaging and fun sewing challenges that I feel like you would also want to try. However, for today's video, I'm going to be talking about this two-piece set right here. However, it's going to be in two separate videos. So for the video today, I'm going to be taking you along how I made the skirt. And for the next video, it's going to be how I made the top. So this is a very, very simple set that even an absolute beginner can make. The skirt is a maxi-tiered skirt that comes with 4 panels. Obviously, each one being wider than the previous one, and it comes with like the ruching here that is exposed, like exposed ruching, rather than having the seam inside. I feel like that gives it a very, very nice detailing. And it also comes with a side slit. So the fun thing about the slit is that you could put it anywhere you want to put it. You could put it on the side, you could put it at the center, you could put it on like your side here, you could even put it at the back. That is totally up to you. But I mean, I don't think anyone would want to put the slit at the back, but I mean, it's your outfit and it's your style. You do it how you want. So I made this in 2 colors so far. I'm thinking about making one in white, but I think that would actually be a very nice breezy wear. I made one in black, and I also made one in this really cute green color right here. Now, for today's video, like I already indicated, we're going to be talking about the skirt piece, and the next video we'll talk about how to make the top. If you are interested in getting this pattern, the link is in the description box. Now, here's the thing, going forward for all my patterns, I want to try to like say thank you for supporting me. So the first 3 people to get the pattern in the description box will get it for free using the code linked here, the code written here. So the first 3 people get it for free. After the first 3 people get it, the next 5 people will get it using the discount code also written here. Okay, so if you are interested in getting it, rush fast to go get it, because the first 3 people get it for free. The next 5 people after that get it using the discount code here. So you get a certain percentage off your purchase. Okay, so obviously if you are in my newsletter subscription, you would have gotten this information before this. So if you want to be the first one to get this information before the video comes up, please subscribe to my newsletter, because that is where I give out the information first before going to every other platform to do that, because that is my own way of also making things way more exclusive for my newsletter subscribers. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just jump right into the video. Hi guys, so welcome back again to my channel. So for the project right here, which is going to be a very simple maxi skirt and a top, but I think I'll probably make the video separately. So there'll be a maxi skirts for this project and a sheared top. The pattern is going to come with 3 different ways you can cut out this skirt. You can either use the measurements in the measurement chart, you could use the pattern itself, or you could use like a mini pattern that you cut into pieces and expand. So for the materials here, you'll be needing your fabric, a matching thread or a contrast thread if that is what you're going for, your scissors, elastic band which should be about 1 inch wide, a ruler, a marker or a chalk. So these are just some of the things you would need. So the skirt piece comes with 5 pieces. So it comes with 4 tiered skirt panels, then it comes with a waistband. So because these are going to be gathered skirt panels, some of your pieces might be too short, so you probably need to cut and sew them together. For example, the 4th panel is supposed to be about 100 and something inches long. Obviously my fabric isn't 100 and something inches long, so basically what I did was to cut about 3 pieces. 2 pieces were cut on fold, then 1 was just cut as a long strip. So I'm going to join them together and serge the edges, and I'll be right back. And basically did the same thing for the 3rd panel, but the 1st and the 2nd skirt panel pieces were just right. Okay, I have joined the pieces together for the fourth panel, which is the longest panel for the skirt. I'm going to go ahead to serge the raw edges. Then I am going to serge the bottom part of the fourth panel. So for each panel, you're going to serge or zigzag the bottom part. And the reason why you're going to do it is because we're going to be sewing each panel over the other panel. You'll see what I mean in a bit. So yeah, you're basically going to serge or zigzag it, or you could decide to leave it if your fabric doesn't fray, but mine frays, as you can see. So I would need to serge that to prevent it from fraying. And I'm basically going to do the same thing for the first to the third panels as well. Then I will be right back. So I've gone up to serge the ends and serge the bottom part of the skirt panel. So quick notes. You could also serge the top. However, I think it would be better for you to use a matching thread, because if you do decide to serge the top, all you need to do is fold it inwards by 1/2 inch. However, if you aren't going to serge the top, then I think it would be better for you to fold this twice using 1/4 inch, then sew it all around. So because the color of my thread for the serging isn't the same color as the fabric, as opposed to my black skirts. For the black skirt, I just serged the top, then folded it inwards using 1/2 inch. So this is the skirt I'm talking about. As you can see here, it's been serged here rather than being folded twice. And that's because I used a matching thread and because this is a black fabric. However, at this, I don't have a, as you can see, if you notice, I use a different color of thread to sew the skirt up, and that is because the thread I had was too white. I'm guessing it was an embroidery thread or something, so it just wouldn't pass through the needle, and the stitches were a bit too thick after they passed through the needle, so I wasn't a fan of that. So I decided to use this creamish looking thread color. So it's going to serve as some sort of contrast to the fabric, so which I really do not mind anyways. However, if you do decide that you want to have a matching thread, I would suggest you use a matching thread, and also use a matching thread to serge, so that all you need to do at the top of it is to just fold it inwards by 1/2 inch. However, since I am just going to fold it twice, I'm going to fold it twice using 1/4 inch, and I'm just going to sew all around. I'm going to repeat this step from the second panel to the fourth panel. So the first panel isn't going to have that dante, because we're going to attach the waistband to the top part of the first panel. So all you just need to do right now, if you aren't serging, is to just fold using 1/4 inch, and you're going to sew it all around. Okay, so now that everything has been pressed, so this is the first panel. This is the second panel. So we're going to gather the top part of the second panel, then place it directly on top of the bottom part of the first panel. And we're going to repeat the same step to the second and the third panel. I'm going to create basting stitches around the top part of the skirt panels. Then I'm just going to gather them up to the bottom part of the other skirt panel. So I'll create the basting stitch and I'll be right back. Alright, I've gone ahead to create the basting stitch. So now I'm just going to gather it to the bottom with measurement. And I'm just going to place this edge here like so. Just place it directly on top of the first panel piece. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side as well. Basically placing it directly where the serge seam is at, directly above that rather. Then I pin and I begin to gather. Okay, after you're done gathering it to the measurements you need, it's just best for you to tie knots at the end of the thread. But now that that is done, I'm going to spread the gathers to make it look at least evened out a bit, rather than looking like it's way more gathered out at one side than it is at the other side. Okay, now that I feel like I've gathered it to the way I like, I'm just going to pin the rest to the skirt piece, like so. Like I said, you just make sure that this place is directly above where the serge seam is, so it doesn't show when you wear the skirts or when you sew the skirts. Okay, after I'm done pinning this one, I'm going to basically do the same thing to the third and the fourth skirt panel pieces. Then I'm going to top stitch them and I'll be right back. Okay, voice over me here. I didn't realize that my mic stopped working, so let's just jump right into the voiceover. So after I was done ironing the skirt pieces, went ahead to start working on the waistband. So for the waistband, what you're going to do is to fold it having wrong sides facing each other. So that means the right side will be facing you, or rather one side of the right side will be facing you after you folded it into two equal parts like so. Then I also went ahead to go iron the skirt piece. So now that that is done, what I'm going to do now is to sew from the waist up there to the slit end. So for the slit, that is where you determine how high or how low you want your slit to be. So for reference, I decided to use the black skirt I created previously to know how high I wanted the slit to be. So for this, it measured about 12 inches. And so that was what I ended up working with, 12 inches. And I forgot to add like the half an inch seam allowance, so it ended up being about half an inch shorter than the black skirt, but that is still fine. So I would recommend that you take your measurements from your waist to where you want the slit to be, while subtracting the width or the waistband itself when doing this, so you don't get the wrong measurement. So after doing that, I'm just going to sew from up there to where the slit stops. Then once that is done, I'm going to focus on the waistband. So for the waistband, you're going to open it up like you could see me do, then have right sides facing each other. Then you're going to pin and sew using a half an inch seam allowance. So now that that is done, it's time for us to attach the waistband to the skirt piece. But before you do that, you want to make sure that you've ironed out your skirt piece. Like you can see, it was neatly ironed, and do the same thing for the waistband. So now that that is done, I'm going to place the right side of the waistband to the right side of the skirt piece, like you can see, and I'm also going to align where the seam line is to the skirt piece. Okay, now that I've pinned everything down in place, I'm going to go sew it using a half an inch seam allowance. But before I sew it, I'm also going to leave an opening, mark an opening right there so I do not forget. You need to mark about an inch or 2 inch opening there, so that once you're done sewing, you leave that space to have your elastic band pass through. So I went ahead to serge. After doing that, I also pressed it, so that's why it's looking this neat. Always press, press, press. So now that that is done, I'm going to insert the elastic band into the elastic band casing, as you can see me do. Once that is done, you're going to bring the other edge of the elastic band through, and you're going to overlap each edges together. Then you're going to sew it all around. As you can see here, I'd gone ahead to sew this, and after you're done doing that, you just push the elastic band inside by stretching out the waistband like this. Then after you're done doing that, you're going to go sew up the opening and serge it as well. Now that that is done, this is what you should have. Everything has been neatly sewn and serged. So now it is time for us to top stitch the waistband to the fabric itself. So for you to do this, all you're going to do is to stretch out the elastic band so you have the elastic band and the fabric straightened up. Then you're just going to sew, and I sew this using a straight stitch. So now that that is done, I'm going to sew another one because it top stitched twice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the edge of the presser foot closely to where I initially top stitched. Then I'm going to sew from there again. Okay, now that that is done, this is what the waistband would look like. So obviously this part is totally optional, it depends on you. So now that that is done, the next step is to sew the slit. So you're going to sew from one edge and you get to the top of where the slit ends and use pivot, then sew the other side of the slit. As you can see me indicate using my finger. Okay, so far so good. So basically all I need to do is to hem the skirt, and we are done with the skirt, and we'll move on to the top. Okay, now let's hem the skirt. So basically we're just going to fold it inwards by half an inch, basically 1 centimeter, then pin and sew. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful enough for you. So if you have gotten the pattern already, I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, then please go check the link in the description box, because one of the ways you can support this growing channel or growing business is by actually buying one of my patterns, and that helps me to sustain my business and to sustain me. Another way is to also give this video a thumbs up if you like it. That lets YouTube know that you found this video informative or engaging. And you could also click the link. You could also subscribe to the channel, so that way you get notified when I upload my next video, because I do upload every week. So now that that has been said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
You look so lovely, it scares me to death. I used to get so insecure with you, it's different. Yeah, just something about you makes me so sure. Don't know what it is, but you make me wanna stay. Take a leap of faith. I know that you're safe, I know that you'll save me. You'll be my parachute, baby, know you'll catch me whenever I fall. I fall. It's like my laces untied, got me tripping right into you.